distance of P alpha beta from the y-axis. Similarly, you can find out this distance. What is this distance here? This distance is Pn, right? And what is Pn here? Plus or minus alpha, right? This distance is alpha. So plus or minus alpha. Okay, Pm and Pn we have got. Now we only need to calculate PL. What is the distance between the point and the line? When we are talking about PL, we mean this distance. Distance of perpendicular distance of the point P alpha beta from the line. What is the equation of this line given? X minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. Right? So distance of P alpha beta from the line X minus y minus 1 equal to 0 is, well, this PL is equal to plus or minus AX1. A here is 1. X1 here is alpha. Plus BY1. B here is minus 1. Into Y1 is beta. Plus C. C here is minus 1. Divided by root over of 1 square plus minus 1 square. So what are we getting here? We're getting alpha minus beta minus 1 by root 2 with a plus or minus sign, obviously. Fine. So now what is the geometrical condition given here? Pm square plus Pn square is equal to PL square. Pm square plus Pn square is equal to PL square. Put the values. How much is Pm? Pm is plus or minus beta. Plus or minus beta square. Pn is plus or minus alpha. PL square is plus or minus alpha minus beta minus 1 by root 2 square. Are we getting a relation between alpha beta here or not? Yes. Plus or minus beta, if you square, it will become simply beta square. Plus or minus alpha, if you square, it will become simply alpha square. And here also we are squaring, so this plus or minus will get removed. We'll get alpha minus beta minus 1 square divided by 2. So now you cross multiply, you get twice alpha square plus beta square is equal to alpha minus beta minus 1 whole square. Now you just simplify this a little. 2 alpha square plus 2 beta square is equal to, and you expand this by a plus b plus c whole square formula, which you learned in class 9, plus twice ab plus twice bc plus twice ca. Okay, so you get here 2 alpha square plus 2 beta square is equal to alpha square plus beta square plus 1 minus 2 alpha beta minus 2 beta plus 2 alpha. That is what you get. Now you bring everything on one side. You will get alpha square plus 2 alpha beta plus beta square minus 2 alpha. And there's a 1, I think, also here. Yes. Yes, there's a 1. Okay, so minus 2 alpha minus 2 beta minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is a relation. And this relation between alpha and beta that we have got, with the help of which relation have we got? This, right? So now once we have got a relation between alpha and beta, the point of the point here is that when we are talking about locus, we talk about locus in terms of x and y. So we change this alpha to current coordinate, changing alpha and beta to current coordinates. Changing to current coordinates, we get the required equation of the locus as change alpha to x square, change alpha to x in fact, change beta to y. Minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the equation of the locus. Now this equation will have a certain name, okay, which you will not be doing. Maybe it is an ellipse or maybe it is a parabola. Okay, it is definitely not a circle. Okay, because you have a 2xy term here. Definitely not a circle. It can either be a parabola, it can either be an ellipse, it can either be a hyperbola. Okay, any of the three it can be. It can also be a pair of straight lines. Okay, but we don't know. So we just need the equation. We don't need to determine the name of the locus. So that is how. Now there are, if you had taken science, then uh, maybe I would have reduced this to an equation to a certain parabolic form, standard equation of parabola or ellipse, okay, or hyperbola. Okay, but we only require equation in this. So we don't need to get deeper into all this. So that concludes this part of your exercise. We move on to the next part, which is called angular bisectors. That is bisector of angle between the lines. Suppose you have this straight line, two intersecting straight lines you have. Then how many bisectors can it have? It can have two bisectors. First is the bisector of the acute angle between the lines. That is where these two angles are equal, right? Let us call this original lines as L1 and L2. This is the first bisector, say B1. What is the next bisector? Bisector of the obtuse angle. Right? Let us call this B2. So for the intersecting lines L1 and L2, how many bisectors you have? You have two bisectors. Okay. Now, if the equation of the line is given to you, this equation of the line say is given to you as A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equal to 0. An equation of this line is given to you as A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equal to 0. If the equation of these two lines is given, then the equation of the bisectors, remember this formula, equation of the bisectors of L1 and L2 is, formula is A1x plus B1y plus C1 divided by root over of A1 square plus B1 square is equal to plus or minus A2x plus B2y plus C2 by root over of A2 square plus B2 square. Okay, obviously, where, remember, C1 and C2 have to be positive. You make it positive. If they are negative, you make it positive. How do we make it positive? We'll see. Okay, but just remember for the time being where C1 and C2 have to be positive. Now, how do you get the equation of two bisector? You take the plus sign, you'll get equation of one bisector. You take the minus sign, you'll get the equation of the next bisector. Okay, so let us see. Once we know this formula, there's one problem you will come across: the bisector of the acute angle and the bisector of the obtuse angle. See here that this bisector B1 is the bisector of the acute angle. Of the acute angle between L1 and L2. So therefore, this bisector B2 will be the bisector of the obtuse angle between L1 and L2. Okay, remember this. So there are two bisectors. One will bisect the acute angle, the other will bisect the obtuse angle. So with this idea, let us proceed to the problem. Question number 1. Find the equation of the line which bisect the obtuse angle between these two lines. Let us draw the lines. Let us say these two are the lines. Let us call this line L1. First equation given to you here is x minus 2y plus 4 is equal to 0. See that C here is already positive here, so we don't need to do anything. L2. Equation of this line given here is 4x minus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. Again, C is given to be positive here, so we don't need to do anything. We can take the equation in the original form only. We don't need to change the sign of. Okay. Now, suppose I'll just like to discuss this. That suppose if instead of this, if I would give you this equation, 4x minus 3y minus 2 is equal to 0, then what would you do? C here is negative, isn't it? Then how do you make it positive? Change the sign of everything. You take minus 4x plus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. This equation can also be written in this manner. See, now C here is positive, isn't it? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So whenever remember you're finding out the equation of bisectors, always make this positive. Okay. If it is negative, make it positive. Okay. So once we know this, now we can find out the equation of the bisectors. L1 and L2 lines are given. Okay. So equation of the bisectors of L1 and L2 are, you write down the equation of the bisectors. You have, what was the formula there? A1x plus B1y plus C1. What is A1x here? This A1x, B1y, C1. So x minus 2y plus 4 divided by root over of 1 square plus minus 2 square is equal to plus or minus, again here, A2x plus B2y plus C2 divided by root over of A2 square plus B2 square. These are the equation of the bisectors. So x minus 2y plus 4 divided by root 5 is equal to plus or minus 4x minus 3y plus 2 divided by 5. So x minus 2y plus 4 divided by root 5 is equal to plus or minus 4x minus 3y plus 2 divided by root 5 into root 5, right? Because we want to cancel out root 5 from here. One root 5 will go from here. You cross multiply, you will get 4x minus 3y root 5 times. You get root 5 times x minus 2y plus 4 is equal to plus or minus 4x minus 3y plus 2. Okay, so take the positive sign first. Taking positive sign, we get root 5 x minus 2y plus 4 is equal to 4x minus 3y plus 2. Okay, now you take the x's together. That means take the x's together, you will get this equation. Four minus root 5 x minus 3 minus 2 root 5 y plus 2 minus 4 root 5 is equal to 0. This is the equation of one bisector. Okay, let us call this equation number, let's call this 3. Let us call these two equation number 1 and 2. X minus 2y plus 4 is equal to 0. Let's call this equation number 1. And let's call this 4x minus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. Let's call this equation number 2. Okay. So therefore, now we call this equation number 3. Equation number 3 is the bisector of 1 and 2, one bisector. Now we take the negative sign. Taking negative sign, we get root 5 into x minus 2y plus 4 is equal to minus 4x minus 3y plus 2. Okay. So now again, you take the x and the y's together. You will get 4 plus root 5 x minus 3 plus 2 root 5 y plus 2 plus 4 root 5 is equal to 0. Call this equation number 4. So 3 and 4 are the equation of the bisectors. Now what is the question here? We have already got the equation of the bisector. The question is find the equation of the obtuse angle between the bisectors. Let's draw the bisectors. So here, this is one bisector. I don't know which equation. Okay. And this is another bisector. Okay. So this is, this can be 3 and this can be 4, or it can be other way around also. I still don't know. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll find out, in order to find out the equation, the the bisector of the obtuse angle between the lines, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find out this angle. What is this angle? This angle is the angle between the first equation and the third equation, right? And I'm also going to find out the angle between this and this. What is this angle between? This is the first equation, and this is, say, the fourth equation. We are going to find out these two angles. Okay. So first, in order to find out the angle, let us first find out the slopes. Slope of 1 is m1 equal to, how do you find out the slope? Minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. So m1 is half. Look at equation number 1 and then write down the slope. Slope of equation number 2, call this m2, is equal to, again, coefficient of x by coefficient of y. Okay. Slope of line 3, the first bisector, coefficient of x by coefficient of y. So minus, call this m3, minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y, right? So simply get minus 4 minus root 5 by 3 minus 2 root 5. Slope of the fourth bisector, slope of 4 is m4 is equal to, similarly you find out, minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. Okay. So this comes out to be 4 plus root 5 by 3 plus 2 root 5. This is the slope of this. Now we want to find out the angle between 1 and 3. That is, you want to find out this angle here. Okay, let's find out angle between 1 and 3 is, call this tan theta. What was the formula? m1 minus m3 divided by 1 plus m1 m3. Okay, we consider only the acute angle. That is why I'm not writing the plus or minus sign. Okay, because tan is positive in the third quadrant. Okay, we only want the acute angle for the time being. So we put the values. M3 here is 4 minus root 5. Sorry, M1. M1 here is half. minus 4 minus root 5 divided by 3 minus 2 root 5 divided by 1 plus m1 into m3, 4 minus root 5 divided by 3 minus 2 root 5. Okay, this, you take the LCM in the numerator and denominator, you'll get, let me just write this for you, 3 minus 2 root 5 minus twice 4 minus root 5 divided by 3 into 3 minus 2 root 5. This is 2, sorry, not 3. You take the LCM in the numerator and you take the LCM in the denominator also. This will be again twice 3 minus 2 root 5. So you get twice 3 minus 2 root 5 plus 4 minus root 5. Okay, if you take the LCM in the numerator and denominator. Now you can simplify this. 3 minus 2 root 5 minus 8 plus 2 root 5 divided by 6 minus 4 root 5 plus 4 minus root 5. So you get here minus 5 divided by 10 minus 5 root 5. Okay. You can cancel out 5, the common factor between the numerator and denominator. Minus 5 divided by 5 times 2 minus root 5. This cancels out. So what are you left with? You are only left with minus 1 by 2 minus root 5. You rationalize the denominator. Minus 1 into 2 plus root 5 divided by 2 square minus root 5 square. So you get here 2 plus root 5. So what is the value of the tan that we are getting here? Tan theta is equal to 2 plus root 5, which is greater than 1, isn't it? 2 plus root 5 is greater than 1. Therefore, tan theta is greater than 1. That means tan theta is greater than tan 45. That means theta must be greater than 45 degree. If theta is greater than 45, which angle is greater than 45 degree then? That means this angle, if we consider theta, this angle is greater than 45 degree. And what is this complete angle here? 2 theta, isn't it? Theta plus theta. So the angle
2
between
theta,
these
yes.
two lines is 2 theta. So if theta is greater than 45, that means 2 theta must be greater than 90.
Yes, sir.
If 2 theta is greater than 90, that means angle between 1 and 3 is obtuse, isn't it? That means this angle that we are getting here, this must be an obtuse angle because 2 theta is greater than 90. That means this must be 3 must be the bisector of the obtuse angle. Therefore, 3 must be the bisector of the obtuse angle. Between 1 and 2. So, what is the question here? Find the bisector of the obtuse angle, right? So therefore, hence, which is the required bisector? Which one is the equation number 3? Yeah, this one. 4 minus root 5x minus 3 minus 2 root 5y plus 2 minus 4 root 5. This is the bisector of the obtuse angle between the lines. If the question was find the bisector of the acute angle, then what would you have done? Can you tell me, Piyush? If the question was find the bisector of the acute angle, then what should you have done? Anyone tell me? Any idea? Anyone? See, it's very simple. If this is the bisector of the obtuse angle, if they had asked you the bisector of the acute angle, then obviously the fourth equation should be the bisector of the acute angle. Where is equation number 4? This one. This is the bisector of the acute angle. Isn't it? If this is the bisector of the obtuse angle, this must be the bisector of the acute angle. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir, I got it.
So that is what, if they had asked you find the bisector of the acute angle, here you have found out the bisector of the obtuse angle. That means you would have said, okay, fine. If this is the bisector of the obtuse angle, that means if 3 is the bisector of the obtuse angle, that means the other bisector must be the bisector of the acute angle. And that should be your answer in that case. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. So let's now just go through the next problem, understand the next problem, and I'll solve it in the next class. Okay. Okay. Next problem here is a triangle is formed by the lines whose equations are, 3 equations are given. So that means triangle formed by 3 lines. Okay. So let us call these equations in a certain order. Okay. You can take it in any order you want, but whatever order you take, you have to maintain it right from the beginning till the end. 4x minus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0. Let us take this as the equation of AB. Equation of BC, let us take this as 3x plus 4y minus 6 is equal to 0. And equation of AC, let us take this as 12x minus 5y minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Now the question here is find the internal bisector of the angle opposite to the side 3x plus 4y minus 6. Internal bisector of the angle opposite to which side? This side. What is the angle opposite to this side? This angle. Right? This is the one bisector. What can be the other bisector? You produce this side. Let me erase this. You produce this side. This will be the equation of this will be the other bisector. So which bisectors are we talking about? This bisector. And we are talking about this. These 2 bisectors we are talking about. So they want you to find out the equation of this bisector, B1. The bisector of the acute angle, which is opposite to this side. Okay. That is the meaning of the question. Fine. I'll discuss this problem in the next class. I'll stop here.